Hi everybody. Today we'll be discussing about so for that for some this here it is. Let's see.
Afraid of new ideas are doomed before they start.
It's just like a very cool way to prototype extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I pulled together. I can just take that.
Never has there been a time more favorable to pioneers than the present. True, there is no wild and woolly West to be conquered, as in the days of the covered wagon, but there is a vast business, financial, and industrial world to be remolded and redirected along new and better lines. In planning to acquire your share of the riches, let no one influence you to scorn the dreamer. To win the big stakes in this changed world, you must catch the spirit of the great pioneers of the past, whose dreams have given to civilization all that it has of value, the spirit which serves as the lifeblood of our own country, your opportunity and mine to develop and market our talents. Let us not forget, Columbus dreamed of an unknown world, staked his life on the existence of such a world, and discovered it. Copernicus, the great astronomer, dreamed of a multiplicity of worlds, and revealed them. No one denounced him as impractical after he had triumphed. Instead, the world worshipped at his shrine, thus proving once more that success requires no apologies, failure permits no alibis. If the thing you wish to do is right, and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dream across, and never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat, for they, perhaps, do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Henry Ford, poor and uneducated, dreamed of a horseless carriage, went to work with what tools he possessed, without waiting for opportunity to favor him, and now evidence of his dream belts the entire earth. He has put more wheels into operation than any man who ever lived, because he was not afraid to back his dreams. Thomas Edison dreamed of a lamp that could be operated by electricity, began where he stood to put his dream into action, and despite more than 10,000 failures, he stood by that dream until he made it a physical reality. Practical dreamers do not quit. Whalen dreamed of a chain of cigar stores, transformed his dream into action, and now the United Cigar Stores occupy the best corners in America. Lincoln dreamed of freedom for the black slaves, put his dream into action, and barely missed living to see a united North and South translate his dream into reality. The Wright brothers dreamed of a machine that would fly through the air. Now one may see evidence all over the world that they dreamed soundly. Marconi dreamed of a system for harnessing the intangible forces of the ether. Evidence that he did not dream in vain may be found in every wireless and radio in the world. Moreover, Marconi's dream brought the humblest cabin and the most stately manor house side by side. It made the people of every nation on earth backdoor neighbors. It gave the President of the United States a medium by which he may talk to all the people of America at one time and on short notice. It may interest you to know that Marconi's friends had him taken into custody and examined in a psychopathic hospital when he announced he had discovered a principle through which he could send messages through the air, without the aid of wires or other direct physical means of communication. The dreamers of today fare better. The world has become accustomed to new discoveries. Nay, it has shown a willingness to reward the dreamer who gives the world a new idea. The greatest achievement was, at first, and for a time, but a dream. The oak sleeps in the acorn, the bird waits in the egg, and in the highest vision of the soul, a waking angel stirs. Dreams are the seedlings of reality. Awake, arise, and assert yourself, you dreamers of the world. Your star is now in the ascendancy. The World Depression brought the opportunity you have been waiting for. It taught people humility, tolerance, and open-mindedness. The world is filled with an abundance of opportunity which the dreamers of the past never knew. A burning desire to be and to do is the starting point from which the dreamer must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. The world no longer scoffs at the dream.
Something feels useless when you dismiss things quickly. That is when you do this exercise. Nothing is waste. So, what is this exercise? See value in what is discovered. I do circular economy in which every waste is an input. So, every waste has value. So, your inner child, you're doing everything, laughing at people, discarding things, but you feel those are of values. Somewhere your inside feels that you are discarding some invalid. Do you think that is what sometimes you feel? It doesn't matter if you are not feeling bad, but if you are being observant, then you start thinking, seeing, observing, hearing things in this light. It is simple object. Any object will do. Hold it. Sense your inner child beside you. Feel the object. Really feel the object. Notice your judgment. Does your mind say something? It might be saying cold, light, dark, brown, something like that. It will say, depending on whatever what you are holding, that particular object. Now, let that thought go. Now, look at the object again. Ask, what can this become? The same object which you had a judgment. Now, you are asking for a possibility that it can be something else. Stay with it. Allow your mind to come up with something, some suggestion, some idea, some thoughts. Let them come. one by one. No force. Even if nothing is coming, just observe that nothing is. Feel the connection with the object. Stay present. With the object, are you really feeling there is value in this object? Shifting your thoughts. What in you changed in a matter of minutes? What changed is stops. That kind of thought. See an object. Then think of yourself. What part of you feels to be of no value? What part of your being feels that it is useless? Do you at all think about that? Now, do this exercise with that part. But that's skill. The value the world might not have seen so far, but with your changed perspective, you will now start seeing value.
Dreamer, nor calls him impractical. If you think it does, take a trip to Tennessee and witness what a dreamer president has done in the way of harnessing and using the great water power of America. A score of years ago, such a dream would have seemed like madness. You have been disappointed. You have undergone defeat during the Depression. You have felt the great heart within you crushed until it bled. Take courage, for these experiences have tempered the spiritual metal of which you are made. They are assets of incomparable value. Remember, too, that all who succeed in life get off to a bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles before they arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. John Bunyan wrote The Pilgrim's Progress, which is among the finest of all English literature, after he had been confined in prison and sorely punished, because of his views on the subject of religion. O. Henry discovered the genius which slept within his brain after he had met with great misfortune and was confined in a prison cell in Columbus, Ohio. Being forced, through misfortune, to become acquainted with his other self and to use his imagination, he discovered himself to be a great author instead of a miserable criminal and outcast. Strange and varied are the ways of life, and stranger still are the ways of infinite intelligence, through which men are sometimes forced to undergo all sorts of punishment before discovering their own brains and their own capacity to create useful ideas through imagination. Edison, the world's greatest inventor and scientist, was a tramp telegraph operator. He failed innumerable times before he was driven, finally, to the discovery of the genius which slept within his brain. Charles Dickens began by pasting labels on blacking pots. The tragedy of his first love penetrated the depths of his soul and converted him into one of the world's truly great authors. That tragedy produced first David Copperfield, then a succession of other works that made this a richer and better world for all who read his books. Disappointment over love affairs generally has the effect of driving men to drink and women to ruin, and this because most people never learn the art of transmuting their strongest emotions into dreams of a constructive nature. Helen Keller became deaf, dumb, and blind shortly after birth. Despite her greatest misfortune, she has written her name indelibly in the pages of the history of the great. Her entire life has served as evidence that no one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Robert Burns was an illiterate country lad. He was cursed by poverty and grew up to be a drunkard in the bargain. The world was made better for his having lived, because he clothed beautiful thoughts in poetry, and thereby plucked a thorn and planted a rose in its place. Booker T. Washington was born in slavery, handicapped by race and color. Because he was tolerant, had an open mind at all times, on all subjects, and was a dreamer, he left his impress for good on an entire race. Beethoven was deaf, Milton was blind, but their names will last as long as time endures, because they dreamed and translated their dreams into organized thought. Before passing to the next chapter, kindle anew in your mind the fire of hope, faith, courage, and tolerance. If you have these states of mind and a working knowledge of the principles described, all else that you need will come to you when you are ready for it. Let Emerson state the thought in these words: "Every proverb, every book, every byword that belongs to thee for aid and comfort shall surely come home through open or winding passages. Every friend whom not thy fantastic will, but the great and tender soul in thee craveth, shall lock thee in his embrace." There is no difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, and belief. Remember, no more effort is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. A great poet has correctly stated this universal truth through these lines: "I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening, when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer, he gives you what you ask, but once you have set the wages, why you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid." Desire outwits Mother Nature. As a fitting climax to this chapter, I wish to introduce one of the most unusual persons I have ever known. I first saw him 24 years ago, a few minutes after he was born. He came into the world without any physical sign of ears, and the doctor admitted, when pressed for an opinion, that the child might be deaf and mute for life. I challenged the doctor's opinion. I had the right to do so. I was the child's father. I too reached a decision and rendered an opinion, but I expressed the opinion silently, in the secrecy of my own heart. I decided that my son would hear and speak. Nature could send me a child without ears, but nature could not induce me to accept the reality of the affliction. In my own mind, I knew that my son would hear and speak. How? I was sure there must be a way, and I knew I would find it. I thought of the words of the immortal Emerson: "The whole course of things goes to teach us faith. We need only obey." There is guidance for each of us, and by lowly listening, we shall hear the right word. The right word? Desire. More than anything else, I desired that my son should not be a deaf-mute. From that desire, I never receded, not for a second. Many years previously, I had written, "Our only limitations are those we set up in our own minds." For the first time, I wondered if that statement were true. Lying on the bed in front of me was a newly born child without the natural equipment of hearing. Even though he might hear and speak, he was obviously disfigured for life. Surely, this was a limitation which that child had not set up in his own mind. What could I do about it? Somehow, I would find a way to transplant into that child's mind my own burning desire for ways and means of conveying sound to his brain without the aid of ears. As soon as the child was old enough to cooperate, I would fill his mind so completely with a burning desire to hear that nature would, by methods of her own, translate it into physical reality. All this thinking took place in my own mind, but I spoke of it to no one. Every day I renewed the pledge I had made to myself, not to accept the deaf-mute for a son. As he grew older and began to take notice of things around him, we observed that he had a slight degree of hearing. When he reached the age when children usually begin talking, he made no attempt to speak, but we could tell by his actions that he could hear certain sounds slightly. That was all I wanted to know. I was convinced that if he could hear, even slightly, he might develop still greater hearing capacity. Then something happened which gave me hope. It came from an entirely unexpected source. We bought a Victrola. When the child heard the music for the first time, he went into ecstasies and promptly appropriated the machine. He soon showed a preference for certain records, among them It's a Long Way to Tipperary. On one occasion, he played that piece over and over, for almost 2 hours, standing in front of the Victrola, with his teeth clamped on the edge of the case. The significance of this self-formed habit of his did not become clear to us until years afterward, for we had never heard of the principle of bone conduction of sound at that time. Shortly after he appropriated the Victrola, I discovered that he could hear me quite clearly when I spoke with my lips touching his mastoid bone, or at the base of the brain. These discoveries placed in my possession the necessary media by which I began to translate into reality my burning desire to help my son develop hearing and speech. By that time he was making stabs at speaking certain words. The outlook was far from encouraging, but desire, backed by faith, knows no such word as impossible. Having determined that he could hear the sound of my voice plainly, I began, immediately, to transfer to his mind the desire to hear and speak. I soon discovered that the child enjoyed bedtime stories, so I went to work, creating stories designed to develop in him self-reliance, imagination, and a keen desire to hear and to be normal. There was one story in particular which I emphasized by giving it some new and dramatic coloring each time it was told. It was designed to plant in his mind the thought that his affliction was not a liability, but an asset of great value. Despite the fact that all the philosophy I had examined clearly indicated that every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage, I must confess that I had not the slightest idea how this affliction could ever become an asset. However, I continued my practice of wrapping that philosophy in bedtime stories, hoping the time would come when he would find some plan by which his handicap could be made to serve some useful purpose. Reason told me plainly that there was no adequate compensation for the lack of ears and natural hearing equipment. Desire, backed by faith, pushed reason aside and inspired me to carry on. As I analyze the experience in retrospect, I can see now that my son's faith in me had much to do with the astounding results. He did not question anything I told him. I sold him the idea that he had a distinct advantage over his older brother, and that this advantage would reflect itself in many ways. For example, the teachers in school would observe that he had no ears, and, because of this, they would show him special attention and treat him with extraordinary kindness. They always did. His mother saw to that by visiting the teachers and arranging with them to give the child the extra attention necessary. I sold him the idea, too, that when he became old enough to sell newspapers, his older brother had already become a newspaper merchant, he would have a big advantage over his brother, for the reason that people would pay him extra money for his wares, because they could see that he was a bright, industrious boy, despite the fact he had no ears. We could notice that gradually the child's hearing was improving. Moreover, he had not the slightest tendency to be self-conscious because of his affliction. When he was about 7, he showed the first evidence that our method of servicing his mind was bearing fruit. For several months he begged for the privilege of selling newspapers, but his mother would not give her consent. She was afraid that his deafness made it unsafe for him to go on the street alone. Finally, he took matters in his own hands. One afternoon, when he was left at home with the servants, he climbed through the kitchen window, shinnied to the ground, and set out on his own. He borrowed 6 cents in capital from the neighbor shoemaker, invested it in papers, sold out, reinvested, and kept repeating until late in the evening. After balancing his accounts and paying back the 6 cents he had borrowed from his banker, he had a net profit of 42 cents. When we got home that night, we found him in bed, asleep, with the money tightly clenched in his hand. His mother opened his hands, removed the coins, and cried. Of all things, crying over her son's first victory seemed so inappropriate. My reaction was the reverse. I laughed heartily, for I knew that my endeavor to plant in the child's mind an attitude of faith in himself had been successful. His mother saw, in his first business venture, a little deaf boy who had gone out in the streets and risked his life to earn money. I saw a brave, ambitious, self-reliant little businessman whose stock in himself had been increased 100% because he had gone into business on his own initiative and had won. The transaction pleased me because I knew that he had given evidence of a trait of resourcefulness that would go with him all through life. Later events proved this to be true. When his older brother wanted something, he would lie down on the floor, kick his feet in the air, cry for it, and get it. When the little deaf boy wanted something, he would plan a way to earn the money, then buy it for himself. He still follows that plan. Truly, my own son has taught me that handicaps can be converted into stepping stones on which one may climb toward some worthy goal, unless they are accepted as obstacles and used as alibis. The little deaf boy went through the grades, high school and college, without being able to hear his teachers, excepting when they shouted loudly at close range. He did not go to a school for the deaf. We would not permit him to learn the sign language. We were determined that he should live a normal life and associate with normal children, and we stood by that decision, although it cost us many heated debates with school officials. While he was in high school, he tried an electrical hearing aid, but it was of no value to him, due, we believed, to a condition that was disclosed when the child was 6 by Dr. J. Gordon Wilson of Chicago, when he operated on one side of the boy's head and discovered that there was no sign of natural hearing equipment. During his last week in college, 18 years after the operation, something happened which marked the most important turning point of his life. Through what seemed to be mere chance, he came into possession of another electrical hearing device, which was sent to him on trial. He was slow about testing it, due to his disappointment with a similar device. Finally, he picked the instrument up, and more or less carelessly placed it on his head, hooked up the battery, and lo, as if by a stroke of magic, his lifelong desire for normal hearing became a reality. For the first time in his life, he heard practically as well as any person with normal hearing. God moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. Overjoyed because of the changed world which had been brought to him through his hearing device, he rushed to the telephone, called his mother, and heard her voice perfectly. The next day he plainly heard the voices of his professors in class for the first time in his life. Previously, he could hear them only when they shouted at short range. He heard the radio. He heard the talking pictures. For the first time in his life, he could converse freely with other people, without the necessity of their having to speak loudly. Truly, he had come into possession of a changed world. We had refused to accept nature's error, and, by persistent desire, we had induced nature to correct that error, through the only practical means available. Desire had commenced to pay dividends, but the victory was not yet complete. The boy still had to find a definite and practical way to convert his handicap into an equivalent asset. Hardly realizing the significance of what had already been accomplished, but intoxicated with the joy of his newly discovered world of sound, he wrote a letter to the manufacturer of the hearing aid, enthusiastically describing his experience. Something in his letter, something, perhaps, which was not written on the lines, but back of them, caused the company to invite him to New York. When he arrived, he was escorted through the factory, and while talking with the chief engineer, telling him about his changed world, a hunch, an idea, or an inspiration, call it what you wish, flashed into his mind. It was this impulse of thought which converted his affliction into an asset, destined to pay dividends in both money and happiness to thousands for all time to come. The sum and substance of that impulse of thought was this. It occurred to him that he might be of help to the millions of deafened people who go through life without the benefit of hearing devices, if he could find a way to tell them the story of his changed world. Then and there, he reached a decision to devote the remainder of his life to rendering useful service to the hard of hearing. For an entire month, he carried on an intensive research, during which he analyzed the entire marketing system of the manufacturer of the hearing device, and created ways and means of communicating with the hard of hearing all over the world for the purpose of sharing with them his newly discovered changed world. When this was done, he put in writing a 2-year plan based upon his findings. When he presented the plan to the company, he was instantly given a position for the purpose of carrying out his ambition. Little did he dream when he went to work that he was destined to bring hope and practical relief to thousands of deafened people who, without his help, would have been doomed forever to deaf-mutism. Shortly after he became associated with the manufacturer of his hearing aid, he invited me to attend a class conducted by his company for the purpose of teaching deaf-mutes to hear and to speak. I had never heard of such a form of education. Therefore, I visited the class, skeptical but hopeful that my time would not be entirely wasted. Here I saw a demonstration which gave me a greatly enlarged vision of what I had done to arouse and keep alive in my son the desire for normal hearing.
Wow.
I saw deaf mutes actually being taught to
Wow, Ray.
hear and to speak.
Hey, hey, hey. 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 Ha, ha, ha. Mau, mau, mau. Mulu, mulu, mulu. Konoila, konoila, konoila. Konu, konu, konu. Konu, konu, hiç. Konu, konu, ila. Bu ne bir da? Bu ne bir আচ্ছা সুইডিশ ক্লাস করছি কোন কোন শিখিলু গো শিখেছি ছিল ଅଲଗା ଛୁଆ ମାନେ ବି ଚିଲେଇ ଦେଲୁ ନା ଗୁଲୁ ତା ଛୁଆ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ଚିଲେଇ ଦେଲୁ ଦେଲୁ କି କଣ ଗୋଟେ ମା ଖାଇଦଉଛି କଣ ଖାଇ କଣ କରିଦଉଛି କଣ କରିଦଉଛି ମା କଣ କରିଦଉଛି ମୁଠି ମୁଠି ନମ 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 କଣ କରିଦଉଛି ମୁଠି ମୁଠି ମା ମା କରିଦଉଛି ମୁଠି ମୁଠି ନମ 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 ସେଟା କଣ ଚଣା ତାକୁ ଦାନ୍ତ ଦିଟା ରଖିଛି କଣା କରିଦେଇଥିବ କେତେବେଳେ କଣ କରୁଛି ମା କାମୁଡୁଛି ନମ 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 num 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 dun 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 num 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 ପ୍ଲାଷ୍ଟିକ ଟାକୁ କାମୁଡୁଛୁ ବେଟା num 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 Nama 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 nam nam nam
Good?
Okay, put them up. Put them up underneath your big head. Just like that. Oh my God! Wow! You having fun, buddy? Okay. Okay, now let me try. Let me try now. Boo 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 boo.
Oi, ducky.
Boo bee boo 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 boo.
Nope.
Funny. It's not funny, only. Stop it. It's not.
No spitting. That's not funny. No spitting. It's not.
Is that funny?
Yeah, okay.
Oh no!
This is a fart.
What? What did you say?
Boys.
Boy.
We're not granny. We're the papa. A kitty cat.
की କହିବି ନୂଆ ପାଉଚଙ୍କ କଥା ବୋଉଲ କି କହିବି ନୂଆ ପାଉଚଙ୍କ କଥା ତୋ ଆଗେ କହିଦେବି କହିଲି ବୋଲି ଆଜି ତୋ ଆଗେ କହିଦେବି କହିଲି ବୋଲି ଆଜି କହିଲେ जा जा रे दियर टोका कहले जा रे दियर टोका सकाळू उठी दांत न घसी चा पियंती पलंके बसी सकाळू उठी दांत न घसी चा पियंती पलंके बसी मुटिके मागे बारो होइले गारो गारो मुटिके मागे बारो होइले गारो गारो कहिले जा रे दियर टोका कहिले जा रे दियर टोका गलु तू जेते बेले चपल पिंधी भात रांधिले गाधोई गलु तू जेते बेले चपल पिंधी भात रांधिले कहले बो आगे कहिबो नीति केबे कहले बो आगे कहिबो नीति केबे कहले कन मुडी छिंडाई देवी दिएका कहले कन मुडी छिंडाई देवी दिएका काहीकि गले तेल बोतल छुंटी पड़िले घर भीतर को काहीकि गले तेल बोतल छुंटी पड़िले आधा किले तेल सब तक पड़ी गला आधा किले तेल सब तक पड़ी गला पानी पका
This is the moment.
Cornetto, this is it. Cornetto double chocolate, 2 delicious chocolate flavors, crunchy almonds के साथ. Unwrap the moment.
Luminous, natural-looking color, crafted for Indian hair. Introducing
This is the moment.
Cornetto, this is it. Cornetto double chocolate, 2 delicious chocolate flavors, crunchy almonds के साथ. Unwrap the moment.
মনে পড়ে সেই বর্ষা সেই রাতি মনে পড়ে অজড়া সে অনামিকা ভিজুଥିଲା একা একা বিজুড়িরে মুহ দেখি ହେଇଥିଲୁ ପାଖାପାଖି ନଜର ନଥିଲା କେଉଆଡ଼େ ସେଇ ବର୍ଷା ସେଇ ରାତି ମନେ ପଡ଼େ
Now that I've been using Glean for several months, it has become an invaluable and required tool to be able to get my job done. I can't really imagine.
प्रीलोडेड गानों वाला कीपैड फोन धमाकेदार साउंड के साथ कारवा मोबाइल।
पिछले मैच में कितने मारे थे?
पिछले मैच में
लाओ फोन लाओ तो बिल
ये फोन का अचार डालो।
अरे
वो फोन किसी काम का नहीं
जिसमें क्रिक बज नहीं। डाउनलोड नाउ।
हर बच्चा स्पेशल, हर सपना ब्राइट। सही शुरुआत बनाएं फ्यूचर राइट, जहाँ लर्निंग हो फन के साथ और केयर हो हर पल। सैनफोर्ड प्री स्कूल, जहाँ
Now that I've been using Glean for several months, it has become an invaluable and required tool to be able to get my job done. I can't really imagine life without Glean. I use it every day.
काकू देऊ गुलगुला तो काकू रसगोला, काकू देऊ गुलगुला तो काकू रसगोला। काकू देखी ना कोटेकू किए तोर गेला, काकू देखी ना कोटेकू किए तोर गेला। काहा पाई कंचा पानी का पाई गोरस, काहा पाई कंचा पानी का पाई गोरस। अरे तुम कथा देखी देखी पाचिला मनीष, तुम कथा देखी देखी पाचिला मनीष। केउठारे देसी तुम्हें केउठी विदेशी, केउठारे देसी तुम्हें केउठी विदेशी। अरे ए घर रो मौसी तुम्हें से घर पीसी, ए घर रो मौसी तुम्हें से घर पीसी। आजी तुम्हें रूप सारे काली पला सारे, आजी तुम्हें रूप सारे काली पला सारे। केबे दियो लुण भात केबे आरी सारे, केबे दियो लुण भात केबे आरी सारे। काहा संगे कर कली का संगे सालिसी, काहा संगे कर कली का संगे सालिसी। अरे काहा को करू तू चंदा काहा को पालिसी, काहा को करू तू चंदा काहा को पालिसी।
La la la.
स्मार्ट बाजार का एक ही उसूल, सब करेंगे फुल पैसा वसूल। पाइए बिस्किट्स और चॉकलेट्स पर बाय एनी टू गेट। Delicious flavors, finest potatoes. लेस के लिए कुछ भी. सुर में गाना सीखिए पाधानीसा ऐप के साथ. AI powered personal music teacher from Saregama. Delicious flavors, finest potatoes. लेस के लिए कुछ भी. Delicious flavors, finest potatoes. लेस के लिए कुछ भी.
When you feel directionless, when you don't know what you are building, when the future feels unclear, then do this exercise, future self clarity. What is this exercise? you connect with a clearer version of yours in the future. And how do you do? Stand tall, body posture, and experience the quiet confidence. Somebody who you know has this, and that person already knows what is coming up, and is in no hurry, no hurry. Imbibe that personality within you. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, sense the person beside you very calm. Now, imagine yourself 5 years ahead. Not perfect, just clear. See where you are. Notice what you want to do. Feel how you feel. Stay there. Think of the place that you want. How does it feel? How does it look? Where are you? Are you standing? Are you walking? Are you with people? Are you in a stadium? Are you in a classroom? In a seminar? Are you speaking? Are you in the boardroom? Are you taking decision? Don't rush. Allow yourself to be there and feel that complete. Slowly stand tall. Physically, if possible, that would be the best posture if you have. Feel that posture that you are not hiding, you are not crouching, you are not just hiding, you are just there. You are there, irrespective of anybody and everybody around you. You are just holding space, space for yourself. You are being the space. Let that feel enter your body. Stay for a moment. Now that future confident, clear self is inside you. Take that person completely in and be that person. Be in this situation very confidently, very calm, very assured. Be that person yourself because you are going to be that person short into the future where you will be 5 years from now. Visualize that person. That person will not be your present person. Definitely that person has improved to another position or space. Your future clarity already exists. You are just moving towards it.
Through application of the self-same principle I had used more than 20 years previously, and saving my son from deaf-mutism. Thus, through some strange turn of the wheel of fate, my son, Blair, and I have been destined to aid in correcting deaf-mutism for those as yet unborn, because we are the only living human beings, as far as I know, who have established definitely the fact that deaf-mutism can be corrected to the extent of restoring to normal life those who suffer with this affliction. It has been done for one, it will be done for others. There is no doubt in my mind that Blair would have been a deaf-mute all his life if his mother and I had not managed to shape his mind as we did. The doctor who attended at his birth told us, confidentially, the child might never hear or speak. A few weeks ago, Dr. Irving Voorhees, a noted specialist on such cases, examined Blair very thoroughly. He was astounded when he learned how well my son now hears and speaks, and said his examination indicated that, theoretically, the boy should not be able to hear at all. But the lad does hear, despite the fact that X-ray pictures showed there is no opening in the skull whatsoever from where his ears should be to the brain. When I planted in his mind the desire to hear and talk and live as a normal person, there went with that impulse some strange influence which caused nature to become bridge builder and span the gulf of silence between his brain and the outer world, by some means which the keenest medical specialists have not been able to interpret. It would be sacrilege for me to even conjecture as to how nature performed this miracle. It would be unforgivable if I neglected to tell the world as much as I know of the humble part I assumed in the strange experience. It is my duty and a privilege to say I believe, and not without reason, that nothing is impossible to the person who backs desire with enduring faith. Verily, a burning desire has devious ways of transmuting itself into its physical equivalent. Blair desired normal hearing. Now he has it. He was born with a handicap which might easily have sent one with a less defined desire to the street with a bundle of pencils and a tin cup. That handicap now promises to serve as the medium by which he will render useful service to many millions of hard of hearing also, to give him useful employment at adequate financial compensation the remainder of his life. The little white lies I planted in his mind when he was a child, by leading him to believe his affliction would become a great asset which he could capitalize, has justified itself. Verily, there is nothing, right or wrong, which belief, plus burning desire, cannot make real. These qualities are free to everyone. In all my experience in dealing with men and women who had personal problems, I never handled a single case which more definitely demonstrates the power of desire. Authors sometimes make the mistake of writing of subjects of which they have but superficial or very elementary knowledge. It has been my good fortune to have had the privilege of testing the soundness of the power of desire through the affliction of my own son. Perhaps it was providential that the experience came as it did, for surely no one is better prepared than he to serve as an example of what happens when desire is put to the test. If Mother Nature bends to the will of desire, is it logical that mere men can defeat a burning desire? Strange and imponderable is the power of the human mind. We do not understand the method by which it uses every circumstance, every individual, every physical thing within its reach, as a means of transmuting desire into its physical counterpart. Perhaps science will uncover this secret. I planted in my son's mind the desire to hear and to speak as any normal person hears and speaks. That desire has now become a reality. I planted in his mind the desire to convert his greatest handicap into his greatest asset. That desire has been realized. The modus operandi by which this astounding result was achieved is not hard to describe. It consisted of 3 very definite facts. First, I mixed faith with the desire for normal hearing, which I passed on to my son. Second, I communicated my desire to him in every conceivable way available, through persistent, continuous effort over a period of years. Third, he believed me. As this chapter was being completed, news came of the death of Madame Schumann Heink. One short paragraph in the news dispatch gives the clue to this unusual woman's stupendous success as a singer. I quote the paragraph because the clue it contains is none other than desire. Early in her career, Madame Schumann Heink visited the director of the Vienna Court Opera to have him test her voice, but he did not test it. After taking one look at the awkward and poorly dressed girl, he exclaimed, none too gently, "With such a face and with no personality at all, how can you ever expect to succeed in opera, my good child? Give up the idea. Buy a sewing machine and go to work. You can never be a singer." Never is a long time. The director of the Vienna Court Opera knew much about the technique of singing. He knew little about the power of desire when it assumes the proportion of an obsession. If he had known more of that power, he would not have made the mistake of condemning genius without giving it an opportunity. Several years ago, one of my business associates became ill. He became worse as time went on, and finally was taken to the hospital for an operation. Just before he was wheeled into the operating room, I took a look at him and wondered how anyone as thin and emaciated as he could possibly go through a major operation successfully. The doctor warned me that there was little, if any, chance of my ever seeing him alive again. But that was the doctor's opinion. It was not the opinion of the patient. Just before he was wheeled away, he whispered feebly, "Do not be disturbed, Chief. I will be out of here in a few days." The attending nurse looked at me with pity. But the patient did come through safely. After it was all over, his physician said, "Nothing but his own desire to live saved him. He never would have pulled through if he had not refused to accept the possibility of death." I believe in the power of desire backed by faith, because I have seen this power lift men from lowly beginnings to places of power and wealth. I have seen it rob the grave of its victims. I have seen it serve as the medium by which men staged a comeback after having been defeated in 100 different ways. I have seen it provide my own son with a normal, happy, successful life, despite nature's having sent him into the world without ears. How can one harness and use the power of desire? This has been answered through this and the subsequent chapters of this book. This message is going out to the world at the end of the longest and perhaps the most devastating depression America has ever known. It is reasonable to presume that the message may come to the attention of many who have been wounded by the depression, those who have lost their fortunes, others who have lost their positions, and great numbers who must reorganize their plans and stage a comeback. To all these, I wish to convey the thought that all achievement, no matter what may be its nature or its purpose, must begin with an intense, burning desire for something definite. Through some strange and powerful principle of mental chemistry, which she has never divulged, nature wraps up in the impulse of strong desire that something which recognizes no such word as impossible and accepts no such reality as failure. Chapter 3. Faith. Visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. The second step toward riches. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. The emotions of faith, love, and sex are the most powerful of all the major positive emotions. When the three are blended, they have the effect of coloring the vibration of thought in such a way that it instantly reaches the subconscious mind, where it is changed into its spiritual equivalent, the only form that induces a response from infinite intelligence. Love and faith are psychic, related to the spiritual side of man. Sex is purely biological and related only to the physical. The mixing or blending of these three emotions has the effect of opening a direct line of communication between the finite, thinking mind of man and infinite intelligence. How to develop faith. There comes now a statement which will give a better understanding of the importance the principle of autosuggestion assumes in the transmutation of desire into its physical or monetary equivalent, namely, faith is a state of mind which may be induced or created by affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind through the principle of autosuggestion. As an illustration, consider the purpose for which you are presumably reading this book. The object is, naturally, to acquire the ability to transmute the intangible thought impulse of desire into its physical counterpart, money. By following the instructions laid down in the chapters on autosuggestion and the subconscious mind, as summarized in the chapter on autosuggestion, you may convince the subconscious mind that you believe you will receive that for which you ask. And it will act upon that belief, which your subconscious mind passes back to you in the form of faith, followed by definite plans for procuring that which you desire. The method by which one develops faith, where it does not already exist, is extremely difficult to describe, almost as difficult, in fact, as it would be to describe the color of red to a blind man who has never seen color and has nothing with which to compare what you describe to him. Faith is a state of mind which you may develop at will after you have mastered the 13 principles, because it is a state of mind which develops voluntarily through application and use of these principles. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. Perhaps the meaning may be made clearer through the following explanation as to the way men sometimes become criminals. Stated in the words of a famous criminologist, when men first come into contact with crime, they abhor it. If they remain in contact with crime for a time, they become accustomed to it and endure it. If they remain in contact with it long enough, they finally embrace it and become influenced by it. This is the equivalent of saying that any impulse of thought which is repeatedly passed on to the subconscious mind is, finally, accepted and acted upon by the subconscious mind, which proceeds to translate that impulse into its physical equivalent by the most practical procedure available. In connection with this, consider again the statement, all thoughts which have been emotionalized, given feeling, and mixed with faith begin immediately to translate themselves into their physical equivalent or counterpart. The emotions, or the feeling portion of thoughts, are the factors which give thoughts
You can now add objects to eligible shorts you remix. When remixing a short, tap Add Object. Then trim to select which part of the video you want to remix. Choose a suggested prompt or type in what you want to add. Get creative. Veo will show a preview of the generated clip. You can tap Try Again to regenerate the clip, or select Continue to add the final touches to your short if you are happy with the result. We hope this makes it easier to personalize your favorite YouTube shorts.
Don't panic. You are about to become extremely wealthy. Listen carefully. Just once is enough. Hello everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today I have an important message for you. One that has the potential to transform your financial future. If you take a moment to truly absorb what I'm about to share, you will soon experience a powerful shift in your life. Before we dive in, let me share something important with you. The energy you surround yourself with plays a crucial role in attracting abundance into your life. Whether it's through mindfulness, positive affirmations, or surrounding yourself with symbols of prosperity, everything you do has the power to shape your financial future. When you align yourself with the right energy, you open the doors to limitless opportunities. Now, let's talk about something important. The economy might feel uncertain right now. You may be feeling anxious about your financial situation, but I want you to take a deep breath and let go of the fear. Do not panic, because something incredible is about to happen. Money, a lot of money, is on its way into your life. The flow of abundance is already starting, and you are about to witness it firsthand. Listen carefully to every word of this message. It will shift your mindset and activate the energy of wealth within you. You may be skeptical, but I assure you, once you align yourself with the right frequency, you will be amazed at how quickly financial opportunities start appearing. You are now stepping into a new journey, one filled with prosperity, financial growth, and limitless abundance. Everything is shifting in your favor. The doors of wealth are opening, and you are about to receive more than you ever imagined. Are you ready to welcome it? You are about to step into a completely new way of living, a life where money flows effortlessly into your hands, where abundance surrounds you, and where prosperity becomes your new reality. Whatever financial goals you've envisioned for yourself, no matter how big, expect even more. Your journey to wealth and financial success starts now. Before we move forward, take a moment to focus your mind. Breathe deeply, clear your thoughts, and concentrate on one powerful word: increase. Increase in abundance, increase in prosperity, increase in wealth, increase in cash flowing into your life, increase in success touching every part of your journey. This increase isn't just for you. It will also uplift those you love. As your wealth grows, so does your ability to make a difference, to create opportunities, and to live the life you've always dreamed of. In this video, I am going to share with you a powerful key that will unlock the flow of money into your life. But to fully grasp its potential, you must stay with me until the very end. By the time you finish, you will recite a transformational decree, one that aligns you with the wealth and success that is meant for you. Are you ready? I mean, are you truly ready to open the doors to prosperity, unlimited abundance, and financial freedom? If so, stay focused, because what you're about to hear will shift your reality in ways you never imagined. Right now, you may feel stuck, uncertain, or even doubtful about your financial future. But that's about to change. By the end of this, you will no longer see money as something distant or difficult to obtain. Instead, you will understand that money is energy, and energy flows to where it is welcomed. Many people make the mistake of viewing money as just numbers in a bank account. But in reality, money is vibration. It is all around you, waiting for you to align with it. There is already an unlimited flow of wealth and prosperity moving in your direction. The only thing you need to do is open yourself to receive it. And that is exactly what we are going to do right now. Take a deep breath. Breathe in deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with fresh, clean energy. Feel the breath travel down, expanding your chest, filling your entire body with warmth, light, and calm. Hold it for a moment. Now slowly exhale through your mouth, releasing all tension, all stress, all doubt. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. This is your time. This is your moment. Right now, there is nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Simply relax. Allow yourself to sink into this experience fully. If you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes. Let the outside world fade away for a moment. If you prefer to keep your eyes open, that's perfectly fine. Just allow yourself to drift into a state of deep relaxation. Feel your body becoming lighter. Your shoulders loosen, your mind clears, your breath deepens. A profound sense of peace begins to settle over you, wrapping around you like a warm embrace. In this moment, there is nothing to worry about. Everything in your life is unfolding exactly as it should. There is no need to force anything. There is no need to rush. Right here, right now, you are in perfect alignment with the natural flow of the universe. You are stepping into a new version of yourself, one that is abundant, successful, and overflowing with prosperity. Now imagine a soft golden light surrounding you. This light is warm, comforting, powerful. It wraps around you like a protective cocoon of pure energy, shielding you from negativity, dissolving any lingering doubts, and filling you with a deep, unshakable sense of certainty and peace. This is not just any light. It is the very essence of abundance, success, and infinite wealth. It is the energy of prosperity itself. With each breath you take, this light grows brighter, stronger, more radiant. It pulsates with pure golden energy, expanding all around you, flowing through you, and illuminating every corner of your being. As it expands, it clears away the old, the doubts, the fears, the subconscious limitations that once held you back. It replaces them with confidence, clarity, and the unshakable belief that you are destined for abundance. Feel this golden energy moving through your body. It flows into your head, clearing your mind of all worry. It travels down your neck and shoulders, releasing tension, dissolving stress. It fills your heart, opening it wide to receive. It spreads down through your arms, through your hands, making you ready to grasp the wealth and success that is already on its way to you. The light continues to flow, moving into your stomach, your legs, your feet, grounding you in prosperity, anchoring you in certainty, aligning you with financial freedom. You are glowing with abundance. You are radiating success. You are overflowing with wealth. And as this light surrounds and fills you, it does something even greater. It begins to attract. Like a magnet, this energy starts pulling in limitless prosperity from all directions. Opportunities are drawn to you. Unexpected financial blessings start moving toward you. Wealth, success, and abundance begin gravitating toward you, effortlessly, naturally, powerfully. With every breath, this attraction becomes stronger. With every heartbeat, this reality becomes more certain. And now, as you are wrapped in this powerful golden glow, you hear these words, not just as words, but as vibrations. These are not just sounds, these are not just sentences. These words are energy. These words are frequencies. They hold within them the power to reshape your mind, transform your energy, and unlock the doors to infinite financial prosperity. They are more than affirmations. They are commands to the universe. They are decrees of wealth. They are declarations of success. And as you hear them, they do something profound. They begin sinking deep into your subconscious mind, rewriting your beliefs, shifting your perspective, erasing old limitations, and clearing the way for unlimited abundance to flood into your life. Right now, in this very moment, your reality is shifting. The version of you that once hesitated, once doubted, once questioned your financial future, that version is fading away. In its place, a new version of you is emerging, a version that is confident, unstoppable, and fully aligned with wealth and success. You are no longer waiting for abundance to find you. You are attracting it now. You are stepping into your wealth. You are stepping into your success. You are stepping into your destiny. Take a deep breath and embrace the limitless abundance that is now flowing into your life. From this very moment, your reality is shifting. Money is no longer something distant or difficult to obtain. It is no longer an uphill battle, nor is it something that requires endless effort or struggle. It is not a burden that weighs you down, nor is it something you have to constantly chase. Instead, money is a natural part of your existence, as natural as the air you breathe, as effortless as the waves that reach the shore, as abundant as the stars in the night sky. It is always present, always flowing, always available to you. Money is not something you need to earn through hardship or sacrifice. It is not something that belongs only to others. It belongs to you. It is meant for you. It is already on its way to you. From this moment forward, you are no longer on the outside looking in. You are in the flow. You are in perfect alignment with the endless, infinite supply of wealth that surrounds you. You are a magnet for financial success. Wealth, prosperity, and opportunity are no longer things that seem out of reach. They are no longer dreams waiting to be realized. They are no longer reserved for someday. They are here, right now. You are stepping into a life where money flows to you effortlessly. Opportunities unfold before you with ease. Doors open for you in unexpected and extraordinary ways. The right people, the right resources, and the right circumstances all align to bring you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. Take another deep breath in. Feel the shift happening within you. Hold that breath for a moment and slowly exhale. With each breath, you feel lighter. With each breath, you feel more powerful, more confident, more certain of the abundance that is flowing into your life. There is no resistance, no hesitation, no fear, only trust, only certainty, only abundance. With every breath you take, your mind, body, and energy field are aligning more deeply with wealth, prosperity, and financial freedom. You are now stepping into a new reality, one where you are surrounded by limitless abundance. You no longer worry about money. You no longer wonder if it will come. You know it is already coming. You feel it. You see it. You trust in it completely. It is no longer a question of if. It is already done. Your wealth is secured. Your success is inevitable. Your life is forever changed. Now take another deep breath and welcome the abundance that is now flowing into your life. You are no longer waiting for wealth to appear. It is already here. It is already moving toward you. It is already yours. Take a moment to let this truth sink in. Feel it, believe it, know it. This is the beginning of something extraordinary. Your financial breakthrough has already begun. Are you ready? Now, listen carefully and repeat these words in your mind or out loud with absolute certainty. Believe them, feel them, and know that they are already manifesting in your life. I invoke the infinite source of all wealth and abundance. Today, I begin a new chapter, a new life, one filled with prosperity, success, and limitless opportunities. I do not need to ask for wealth, for I know that I was born to be wealthy. Money is multiplying in my life every single day. I now declare to the universe that wealth flows to me effortlessly, without struggle, without resistance. I am rich. I am abundant. I am financially free. Wealth is my reality. Today, I am completely free from every limiting belief that once held me back. Every old thought, every doubt, every false belief that told me money was difficult to obtain, that I was not meant for abundance, or that financial success was out of reach, it is now erased. From this moment forward, I release the past. I step away from lack, from limitation, from struggle. I no longer carry the burdens of scarcity or the fears of not having enough. I have stepped into a new reality, a reality where wealth flows to me as naturally as the air I breathe. A reality where prosperity is not just a possibility, it is my truth, my identity, my destiny. I am no longer waiting for abundance to arrive. I am walking in it now. I declare that my life is overflowing with riches in every form. Money is no longer something distant or elusive. It is an ever-present force that surrounds me. It is in the air I breathe, in the steps I take, in the decisions I make. It is no longer something I wish for or chase after. Instead, it naturally flows to me in ways both expected and unexpected. I am fully connected to the energy of money. I no longer see it as numbers in a bank account or pieces of paper. I recognize it for what it truly is, a limitless vibration of abundance, a force that responds to my thoughts, my beliefs, and my energy. I can feel its presence in my life right now. I sense it moving toward me, through me, and within me. I am in perfect harmony with wealth. It moves through my hands, my home, my career, and my relationships. It strengthens me, empowers me, and expands my ability to live freely and abundantly. Wealth is no longer something I must strive for. It is something that is drawn to me effortlessly and continuously. I am aligned with the limitless abundance of the universe. I decree, I am wealthy. I decree, I am rich beyond measure. I decree, I am abundant in every way. I embrace this truth. I live this truth. I am this truth. Money flows to me easily, effortlessly, and in ever-increasing amounts every single day. There is no struggle, only flow, expansion, and prosperity. This is my intention, and so it is. This is my reality, and so it is. This is my life, and so it is. One powerful word now fills my life. It fills my hands, my wallet, my home, and my bank account. That word is increase. This increase is unstoppable. It expands with every breath I take, with every action I make, and with every thought I align with abundance. Wealth is no longer something I seek. It is something that seeks me. It finds me effortlessly. It reaches me in expected and unexpected ways. Money is not just numbers in a bank account. It is an energy that surrounds me, supports me, and flows through my life like an endless river of prosperity. Everywhere I go, opportunities appear. Doors open. Favor follows me. I am in harmony with wealth. I am in alignment with success. My financial reality is shifting now. Abundance is mine, and I fully receive it. And so it is. Congratulations! Abundance is on its way. New opportunities are coming your way, and financial freedom is calling your name. Doors of prosperity are opening, and unexpected blessings are heading your direction. What once seemed impossible is now within reach. How do you envision your life transforming with the abundance and prosperity that is coming your way? Share your thoughts in the comments. Get ready to step into a new season of abundance where success knows no limits and opportunities are endless. This is your time for overflow, where everything you've worked for begins to come together in ways that you couldn't have imagined. If you truly believe in the abundance that's headed your way, simply affirm this truth within yourself and trust that the universe is aligning for your breakthrough. Right now, money is flowing toward you. New beginnings are unfolding with ease, and the path to your financial independence is clearer than ever before. The universe is working behind the scenes, preparing to bring you everything you need to thrive. You are no longer bound by limitations or struggles. The doors that were once closed to you are opening wide, bringing new opportunities, new possibilities, and new sources of wealth into your life. Before we dive into today's message, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our powerful content. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to share it with someone who could use a boost of positivity and abundance in their life. Let's spread the wealth of knowledge and prosperity together. The universe is surrounding you with divine favor. It's a time for you to experience financial freedom in a way that you've always dreamed of. Every obstacle that once stood in your way is being removed, and every struggle that once held you back is lifting. The season of scarcity is over, and the season of abundance has begun. Wealth and prosperity are finding their way to you, and your life is about to be filled with blessings in ways you never expected. No more lack. No more holding back. The universe is now filling your life with divine overflow. Everything that once seemed out of reach is coming to you effortlessly. Opportunities, resources, and financial breakthroughs are all within your grasp. All financial blockages, worries, and fears are being cleared away, leaving space for prosperity to flow into your life with ease. Your sources of income are being revived, and your financial situation is turning around. Every effort you make is bringing you closer to your goals, and every source of income is flourishing. Your hands are blessed, and everything you touch will turn to success. Your energy is now aligned with prosperity, and everything around you is shifting to reflect this positive, abundant energy. You are no longer just working for money. Money is working for you. Your financial freedom is becoming your reality. It's time to step into a new chapter where abundance, prosperity, and wealth flow to you naturally. The universe is preparing to deliver everything you need to live a life of true financial freedom. New streams of income are opening for you, and divine wisdom is guiding your financial decisions. Your life is filled with supernatural growth, and the universe is working in your favor. Wherever you go, favor is following you. It's like an invisible force that draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances into your life. Employers, clients, and businesses are naturally attracted to you, bringing with them a flow of lucrative opportunities. Uncommon doors are opening in your favor, and wealth is making its way into your hands. You are destined for prosperity, and the energy of lack has no place in your life. It is permanently removed. I speak into your life and over your home, stability, peace, and an overflow of supernatural provision. Your new home is already on its way to you, and all the obstacles that have stood in the way of your dream home are now being removed. The universe is aligning resources, divine connections, and financial breakthroughs just for you. You are stepping into a future where you live in abundance, where your home overflows with joy, love, and peace. Every financial burden that has been weighing you down is now being lifted. All the struggles and worries you've had regarding money are now broken. No more stress, no more hardship. Every financial challenge you've faced is now dissolved. Every generational curse of lack and scarcity that has been passed down to you is being destroyed. You no longer carry that weight. Instead, you walk in the energy of abundance, blessed beyond measure in every area of your life, favored beyond what you could have imagined. Your wealth is not just for today, it will last for generations. You are building a foundation of prosperity that will continue to grow and support future generations. You are stepping into your rightful place in this abundant universe. There is no limit to the success, wealth, and joy that is headed your way. Keep walking in this truth, knowing that prosperity is your divine inheritance. The doors of prosperity are opening wide. Unexpected financial miracles, promotions, and business success are following you. Your hard work will bring reward, and every effort you make will multiply many times over. You will enjoy the fruit of your labor. I remove all delays from your finances right now. No more setbacks, no more disappointments. Every delayed payment, every missed opportunity, and every lost blessing is being restored to you now, multiplied sevenfold. Divine speed is working on your behalf, accelerating your breakthroughs, and you will begin to experience immediate blessings. Divine wisdom is now guiding every step you take in your financial journey. You will make smart, wise investments that bring you lasting prosperity, and you will avoid any financial traps that may have held you back in the past. Every decision you make will be filled with insight, and you will know exactly what to do in every situation. Your financial decisions are blessed, and wealth will flow to you effortlessly. Creative, prosperous ideas are coming to you constantly, and these ideas will bring even more abundance into your life. You will never be without guidance, and you will never be stranded again. Your financial future is soaring higher each day. Money is no longer something you chase after. Money is now serving you. You have control over your finances, and financial freedom is becoming your reality. There are no limits to what you can achieve. All the financial restrictions that may have once held you back are broken. You are stepping boldly into a future filled with limitless possibilities. Overflow is now your portion, and supernatural wealth is finding its way to you in powerful ways. I call forth divine connections that will elevate your financial destiny. The universe is aligning you with the right people, opportunities, and resources. You will be in the right place at the right time. Your name is being spoken in rooms of favor, and financial help is finding you quickly. Every financial opportunity that was once lost is now being fully recovered. Every door that was once closed to you is now wide open, and every missed chance is being redeemed. You are walking in a season of complete restoration and overflow. The universe is compensating.
When something feels too big, when you feel overwhelmed, when you delay action, then do this small step exercise from overwhelm to action. Now, how do you do this exercise? Break the big into small steps. I had a name for this. It will be beats theory. So any task that you have which feels like very heavy, very huge, are actually a sum total of beats. Beats are too small, right? So, and those are beautiful as well. That constitute a huge, a very long necklace. So let us compare our work to a necklace. And when we break down those that big, big looking work to smaller tasks, then each small task looks like a bead. So at least 20 beads should be there for your task. If you feel that it is a too big a task, then you can break it down to even smaller tasks and call them as smaller beads. Be mindful of your language and be loving in calling these small tasks. They are your friends. When you break down that big task into smaller ones, it usually becomes very simple tasks. So even though you are anxious about how to complete the big task, still you can actually complete the task. Bring a big goal into your mind and notice how heavy it feels. Acknowledge that heaviness within yourself. It is indeed heavy. That is a reality. But sense the inner child in you, or you can call him as Krishna. Krishna appears to be very calm. He held up the Govardhan in his hand, like in his little finger, and still he was not bothered about having a big task. He is accomplishing a big task. So maybe you can keep him or surrender all your worries to him. If you can't take them within yourself, your being is too anxious to feel maybe initially, and that is perfectly okay. Leave your body to drag Krishna or whoever comes to your mind, who you can trust with you. Now reduce the goal or break the goals. Make it smaller, simpler, even smaller. Ask, what is the smallest? Smallest step is as small as picking up your pen and sitting down at your desk. You will never imagined the tasks to be that simple. But have you realized, have you observed that that is where your maximum effort goes? Don't overthink. Just notice. Now, take one step forward physically. Feel the movement. Stay grounded. Breathe. Stillness. You don't need the whole power. Just the next step. Just that. Start with that.
Talent, life, and action. The emotions of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, give it greater action than any of these emotions can do. Singly. Not only thought impulses which have been mixed with faith, but those which have been mixed with any of the positive emotions or any of the negative emotions may reach and influence the subconscious mind. From this statement, you will understand that the subconscious mind will translate into its physical equivalent a thought impulse of a negative or destructive nature just as readily as it will act upon thought impulses of a positive or constructive nature. This accounts for the strange phenomenon which so many millions of people experience, referred to as misfortune or bad luck. There are millions of people who believe themselves doomed to poverty and failure because of some strange force over which they believe they have no control. They are the creators of their own misfortunes because of this negative belief, which is picked up by the subconscious mind and translated into its physical equivalent. This is an appropriate place at which to suggest again that you may benefit by passing on to your subconscious mind any desire which you wish translated into its physical or monetary equivalent in a state of expectancy or belief that the transmutation will actually take place. Your belief, or faith, is the element which determines the action of your subconscious mind. There is nothing to hinder you from deceiving your subconscious mind when giving it instructions through autosuggestion, as I deceived my son's subconscious mind. To make this deceit more realistic, conduct yourself just as you would if you were already in possession of the material thing which you are demanding when you call upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind will transmute into its physical equivalent by the most direct and practical media available any order which is given to it in a state of belief or faith that the order will be carried out. Surely, enough has been stated to give a starting point from which one may, through experiment and practice, acquire the ability to mix faith with any order given to the subconscious mind. Perfection will come through practice. It cannot come by merely reading instructions. If it be true that one may become a criminal by association with crime, and this is a known fact, it is equally true that one may develop faith by voluntarily suggesting to the subconscious mind that one has faith. The mind comes, finally, to take on the nature of the influences which dominate it. Understand this truth, and you will know why it is essential for you to encourage the positive emotions as dominating forces of your mind and discourage and eliminate negative emotions. A mind dominated by positive emotions becomes a favorable abode for the state of mind known as faith. A mind so dominated may, at will, give the subconscious mind instructions, which it will accept and act upon immediately. Faith is a state of mind which may be induced by autosuggestion. All down the ages, the religionists have admonished struggling humanity to have faith in this, that, and the other dogma or creed, but they have failed to tell people how to have faith. They have not stated that faith is a state of mind, and that it may be induced by self-suggestion. In language which any normal human being can understand, we will describe all that is known about the principle through which faith may be developed, where it does not already exist. Have faith in yourself, faith in the infinite. Before we begin, you should be reminded again that faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. The foregoing sentence is worth reading a second time, and a third, and a fourth. It is worth reading aloud. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and all mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. Faith is the element, the chemical which, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought, created by the finite mind of man, into the spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man. Every one of the foregoing statements is capable of proof. The proof is simple and easily demonstrated. It is wrapped up in the principle of autosuggestion. Let us center our attention, therefore, upon the subject of self-suggestion and find out what it is and what it is capable of achieving. It is a well-known fact that one comes, finally, to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement be true or false. If a man repeats a lie over and over, he will eventually accept the lie as truth. Moreover, he will believe it to be the truth. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Thoughts which a man deliberately places in his own mind and encourages with sympathy, and with which he mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed. Comes now a very significant statement of truth. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions constitute a magnetic force which attracts, from the vibrations of the ether, other similar or related thoughts. A thought thus magnetized with emotion may be compared to a seed, which, when planted in fertile soil, germinates, grows, and multiplies itself over and over again, until that which was originally one small seed becomes countless millions of seeds of the same brand. The ether is a great cosmic mass of eternal forces of vibration. It is made up of both destructive vibrations and constructive vibrations. It carries, at all times, vibrations of fear, poverty, disease, failure, misery, and vibrations of prosperity, health, success, and happiness, just as surely as it carries the sound of hundreds of orchestrations of music and hundreds of human voices, all of which maintain their own individuality and means of identification through the medium of radio. From the great storehouse of the ether, the human mind is constantly attracting vibrations which harmonize with that which dominates the human mind. Any thought, idea, plan, or purpose which one holds in one's mind attracts, from the vibrations of the ether, a host of its relatives, adds these relatives to its own force, and grows until it becomes the dominating, motivating master of the individual in whose mind it has been housed. Now, let us go back to the starting point and become informed as to how the original seed of an idea, plan, or purpose may be planted in the mind. The information is easily conveyed. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. This is why you are asked to write out a statement of your major purpose, or definite chief aim, commit it to memory, and repeat it in audible words day after day, until these vibrations of sound have reached your subconscious mind. We are what we are because of the vibrations of thought which we pick up and register through the stimuli of our daily environment. Resolve to throw off the influences of any unfortunate environment and to build your own life to order. Taking inventory of mental assets and liabilities, you will discover that your greatest weakness is lack of self-confidence. This handicap can be surmounted, and timidity translated into courage through the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. The application of this principle may be made through a simple arrangement of positive thought impulses stated in writing, memorized, and repeated until they become a part of the working equipment of the subconscious faculty of your mind.
I did a search for ways to make extra income as a software engineer, and data annotation came up.
After doing a short qualification a couple days later, there was a bunch of different projects to choose from.
Self-confidence formula. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Second, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me, because I will believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so that I will become a self-reliant and successful person. Back of this formula is a law of nature which no man has yet been able to explain. It has baffled the scientists of all ages. The psychologists have named this law autosuggestion and let it go at that. The name by which one calls this law is of little importance. The important fact about it is, it works for the glory and success of mankind, if it is used constructively. On the other hand, if used destructively, it will destroy just as readily. In this statement may be found a very significant truth, namely, that those who go down in defeat and end their lives in poverty, misery, and distress do so because of negative application of the principle of autosuggestion. The cause may be found in the fact that all impulses of thought have a tendency to clothe themselves in their physical equivalent. The subconscious mind, the chemical laboratory in which all thought impulses are combined and made ready for translation into physical reality, makes no distinction between constructive and destructive thought impulses. It works with the material we feed it, through our thought impulses. The subconscious mind will translate into reality a thought driven by fear just as readily as it will translate into reality a thought driven by courage or faith. The pages of medical history are rich with illustrations of cases of suggestive suicide. A man may commit suicide through negative suggestion just as effectively as by any other means. In a Midwestern city, a man by the name of Joseph Grant, a bank official, borrowed a large sum of the bank's money without the consent of the directors. He lost the money through gambling. One afternoon, the bank examiner came and began to check the accounts. Grant left the bank, took a room in a local hotel, and when they found him 3 days later, he was lying in bed, wailing and moaning, repeating over and over these words: "My God, this will kill me. I cannot stand the disgrace." In a short time he was dead. The doctors pronounced the case one of mental suicide. Just as electricity will turn the wheels of industry and render useful service if used constructively, or snuff out life if wrongly used, so will the law of autosuggestion lead you to peace and prosperity, or down into the valley of misery, failure, and death, according to your degree of understanding and application of it. If you fill your mind with fear, doubt, and unbelief in your ability to connect with and use the forces of infinite intelligence, the law of autosuggestion will take this spirit of unbelief and use it as a pattern by which your subconscious mind will translate it into its physical equivalent. This statement is as true as the statement that 2 and 2 are 4. Like the wind which carries one ship east and another west, the law of autosuggestion will lift you up or pull you down, according to the way you set your sails of thought. The law of autosuggestion, through which any person may rise to altitudes of achievement which stagger the imagination, is well described in the following verse. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out of the world we find. Success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can.
ये मशीन क्यों रुकी है? सर बोलो, गोलू को पता होगा। प्रोडक्शन रिपोर्ट कहाँ है? सर गोलू सर अभी आ रहे हैं, वो आकर बताएंगे। डिलीवरी प्रोसेस कौन संभाल रहा है? सर गोलू को पता होगा। तुम लोगों ने गोलू से कुछ सीखा भी है या नहीं? कुछ सिखाते ही नहीं है, कुछ बताते ही नहीं है, हमें समझाते ही नहीं है। गोलू
Observe the words which have been emphasized, and you will catch the deep meaning which the poet had in mind. Somewhere in your makeup, perhaps in the cells of your brain, there lies sleeping the seed of achievement which, if aroused and put into action, would carry you to heights such as you may never have hoped to attain. Just as a master musician may cause the most beautiful strains of music to pour forth from the strings of a violin, so may you arouse the genius which lies asleep in your brain and cause it to drive you upward to whatever goal you may wish to achieve. Abraham Lincoln was a failure at everything he tried until he was well past the age of 40. He was a Mr. Nobody from nowhere until a great experience came into his life, aroused the sleeping genius within his heart and brain, and gave the world one of its really great men. That experience was mixed with the emotions of sorrow and love. It came to him through Anne Rutledge, the only woman whom he ever truly loved. It is a known fact that the emotion of love is closely akin to the state of mind known as faith, and this for the reason that love comes very near to translating one's thought impulses into their spiritual equivalent. During his work of research, the author discovered, from the analysis of the life work and achievements of hundreds of men of outstanding accomplishment, that there was the influence of a woman's love back of nearly every one of them. The emotion of love in the human heart and brain creates a favorable field of magnetic attraction, which causes an influx of the higher and finer vibrations which are afloat in the ether. If you wish evidence of the power of faith, study the achievements of men and women who have employed it. At the head of the list comes the Nazarene. Christianity is the greatest single force which influences the minds of men. The basis of Christianity is faith, no matter how many people may have perverted or misinterpreted the meaning of this great force, and no matter how many dogmas and creeds have been created in its name which do not reflect its tenets. The sum and substance of the teachings and the achievements of Christ, which may have been interpreted as miracles, were nothing more nor less than faith. If there are any such phenomena as miracles, they are produced only through the state of mind known as faith. Some teachers of religion, and many who call themselves
କେତେବେଳେ ଶୋଇବ? ଯାଇଛି ଖେଳିବାକୁ। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ତାହେଲେ ତ ଆଉ କଣ ଶୋଇବ? ବଧୁ ହବ ଏବେ ନା? ଆଁ ମୁଲୁ ମୁଲୁ ଏବେ ବଧୁ ହବ ନାଇଁ? ଏବେ ବଧୁ ଆୟ ବୋବା ଯା ଯା ଖେଳୁଥା।